Hey, I'm Dave and welcome to my channel called North. We're on a little hike-in camping trip today. We are gonna go hammock camping. Brought the tarp because it is going to rain, and actually it's already been raining. I have no idea how much rain we're gonna get. Might have a thunder shower. Who knows? Hit thunders and lightning, we'll be okay. But anyways, I drove up to a specific spot, got out, put the bag on, and we're on our way. I have about a 10-kilometer hike in. Shouldn't be too bad. Got my bear spray with me because there's lots of bears in this area. Got the bug spray with me because, well, there's tons of bugs out. And hopefully I run into some wildlife, get some video of that. That'd be great. Anyways, I'm excited to get out on another trip. So thanks for joining me, and let's get going.
I should mention that my original plan for this trip was to go canoe camping for 3 days. But unfortunately, I injured my shoulder somehow playing hockey with the boys. I'm not sure what I did, but my shoulder froze up pretty bad. So I decided to heal up a bit and do some hiking instead of paddling. Damn, I'm getting old.
So the path begins. Not too bad. To be honest, I didn't even really calculate how long this hike in is. I think it's probably 8 to 10 kilometers, something like that. But not too bad. There's no really difficult climbs or anything like that. It's path like this, which is pretty decent. Almost looks like an old logging road, to be honest. I know they don't allow people up here, but a couple bridges and stuff like that. But yeah, it's not too bad. And then I'm on the road, back on the road for a little bit, and that takes me straight to the campsite, so not too bad. I have my bear spray with me because we're going to come up to a spot where I encountered my very first bear at this spot, this area, and I had no idea that it was there. So I'll tell the story when we get there. Okay, so I'm coming across the bridge where I had my bear encounter here. By the way, this whole spot is redone. The bridge looks new. The ground looks new. I smell skunk, which is funny because it was on this trail that I ran into a skunk and some babies, and the mom chased me and I took off pretty quick. I'm pretty sure that was the fastest I ever ran. But anyways, everything was good. But anyways, on that same trip, this is where I encountered the bear. I was on this bridge. Again, I think they've redone this bridge. It looks really nice. The wood smells fantastic. I don't know if you can smell wood, but the wood back there smells fantastic. Anyways, this bridge here, I was getting some shots of the creek, but at one point I just wanted to get shots, audio, so just sounds of the creek going by. Just listen. Right, so I was just trying to get that, but what happened is afterwards when I got back and I looked over my footage, my son was like, why was there a dog there? You didn't have a dog with you. I'm like, dog. And I looked, it was a little black bear. Probably a year, maybe 2 years old. It wasn't real big, but it was right there. You can see over there, it's literally right over there behind me. And I had no idea. Who knows how long it was there. I was on the bridge for maybe 15 minutes getting some different shots and set up different things because it's a nice bridge, a nice little creek. And I had no idea that it was there. Yeah, so now that I've been talking, maybe there's a bear underneath the bridge now. So anyways, I should probably keep going. All right. Man, they really did a good job on this trail. It used to be really overgrown. I'm not sure what's going on. Good for me. Oh. Oh. Lots of roots around here. Okay. So I think the plan is to go here to here with the hammock, but then go here to there with the tarp. The tarp's bigger than the hammock, so it'll give me some more coverage. If it starts to pour, I can cook and do everything I need to do over there. So that'll kind of work for me. So let's do that. I'm getting smarter in my old age too. I actually knew because of the rain and the bad weather to pack the tarp and my ropes and stuff like that and leave it on the top of the bag. Getting smart in my old age. Or I was really dumb in my young age. I'm still dumb, but a little smarter. You know what I'm saying. Anyways, let's get to work. On that side, I have actually, there's a nail in the tree already, so I'm just going to use it. Not a big fan of that stuff, but it's already there. So I'm not adding one to it, but I'm just going to use it because it's a perfect length for this. I'll set up the tarp with a prusik, and I'm good to go. I have one of these little aluminum guy line things that help you tie it up, so it's pretty sturdy, so that should be pretty good. So good, here we go. Okay, so ridge line's up. I'm going to use a prusik knot, and being a good Canadian boy like I am, all I did was take some old hockey laces that I snapped this year, and I'm going to use these for my prusik knots. They smell a little bit, but so do I, so that's kind of good. But being a good Canadian lad, this is one of the things I can do to help myself and bring me a little bit of Canadiana to my camping trip. That's the whole thing's Canadiana. Is that even the right word, Canadiana? Anyway, so I'm going to put these up and then get this going, then set up the hammock. And yeah, I probably won't put everything in the hammock just yet, just in case everything goes to hell over here. But for the most part, I think it's okay. Whew. Okay, so for me, this isn't too bad. That's a pretty good setup for me. It'll work. I have to get the hammock set up, but it should fit under there, no problem. I have it set up like this so that I can have dinner or do anything else, and then before bed, if it gets windy or if the rain really starts, then I'll bring it down more like that, so it's more like an A-frame. But for now, I can keep it like that. That way I can see everything. Not too bad. I'm still getting the hang of setting up tarps in different ways. Not a bushcrafter by any means, of course, but I have it set up so it works for me. And so far, so good. If it falls down in the middle of the night, what are you going to do? All right, so let's set up the hammock and then get going. Ooh. Do you guys also have a little bag? That's over there, actually, that you keep ropes and all that kind of stuff in? I find it really helpful. It adds to the weight of the backpack when you're hiking in, but truly important to have. Okay, where's that? Hammock. I just use the straps as a drip line so that if it does rain, it doesn't come over the top. The tarp is covering the complete hammock, so I think we'll be okay. So yeah, I think it should be okay. I might have to adjust this depending on the lie. I'm not very specific when it comes to hammock camping. If you watched my videos before, I'm not overly specific or picky. As long as I can get a good sleep, I like to lie as flat as I can, so I do lie at a bit of an angle. But you know what? If it works for me, it works for me. I'm not overly concerned. I have the underquilt, which I always use now. I don't hammock camp a lot. Something like this where I know it was supposed to be pouring rain. Of course, the sun's coming out now, but the rain's going to be coming. I like to be off the ground because it's a little bit more easy of a setup, I find, especially if you're tearing down, if it's storming. You got a tarp, leave the tarp up, and then you tear everything down underneath, then you take the tarp. So I think it's going to be okay. The mosquitoes really like the tarp setup because they can really hide underneath here, and I think they're attracted to the silver reflective side. So I'm glad I can help the mosquitoes out. But yeah, I think it's going to be okay. I have the bug net, of course, that I will set up as well, but I'll do that later just in case it starts to extremely pour and I need to just hang out underneath here. That's what I'll do. But if the bugs get too bad, I might just hang out in the bug net in the hammock. So we'll see. So from start to finish, the setup over there took me, I don't know, probably 20 minutes. Wasn't too bad. Some trial and error with the tarp. Not too bad. The hammock is super easy, but yeah, I think it's going to do what I need to do over there. Should be fine. I don't have all my stuff out yet just because it's pretty clear now, but I just checked the forecast and it's supposed to rain pretty bad. I do have reception out here. It's kind of spotty, but I'm able to check the weather, so that's pretty good. Anyways, let me finish the tour of the campsite because this is an established campsite. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a campsite that you can drive into if you want. There are some walk-in spots. I just chose to hike in because, well, I'm kind of weird. And you know what? It's more an adventure for me. So it's something I wanted to give a try. So that's why. That's why I just walked in, hiked in. It was a nice hike. I don't mind the rain. And I'm surprised that the rain is held off like this, which is nice. I was able to set up without getting rained on. But you know what? I'm okay. The first thing I did was set up the tarp, so I would have been fine. So, but yeah, the tarp looks pretty decent. Let's do a quick tour of the campsite. So again, the tarp and the hammock are behind me. I'm right on the lake, which is pretty nice. Almost all the sites around here are on the lake, so that's pretty nice. So it's pseudo backcountry camping, I guess. No running water, no toilets or anything like that. So it's not too bad. It does have a picnic table, which I am not used to when it comes to backcountry camping. But hey, what are you going to do? Also, there is a fire pit right here. Again, depending on the weather. If it holds off, then yeah, I will. Sorry, I'm getting eaten alive here as I hold the camera. I will have a fire, and I have a story to tell you about how I got the camp firewood, which if you're backcountry camping and you're hiking in, you can't really go pick up firewood. I'll explain that in a bit. But yeah, so that's the campsite. It's pretty nice. Nice spots for a tent. So I just heard something splash in the water there. I did bring the fishing rod. I'm trying to decide if I do fish. We'll see. Okay, so for the most part, I'm ready for everything. Everything's geared up. Everything. Camp is ready to go. So it's still early. So you know what? I'm going to explore around here, do a little bit more hiking. Without the rain right now, why not, right? It's a beautiful spot. And the more I keep moving, the harder the bugs will have a hard time catching me. That's not true. They'll catch me no problem. But anyway, some beautiful spots here. I already saw some wildlife. So let's go for a little bit of a walk and see what we can find. So it's a really nice spot. I've actually tarp camped here. One of my first, might have been my first ever tarp camping trips was in here. And I actually tarp camped up here. It wasn't a great spot. It was not a good idea. But you know what? I had fun. I enjoyed it. I got some sleep, and it's just a beautiful spot to wake up to in the morning. It got a little windy, but the tarp held up and it did a good job, so I was able to camp out there. My campsite's just behind me over there, so yeah, it's a really nice spot. Nice big rock face here in the middle of the camp. I like it. All right, let's keep moving. Hopefully I don't break an ankle. So a couple things you have to think about before coming to a camp like this. I love the backcountry camp, get away from people, all that kind of stuff. This is a spot where it's kind of backcountry camping on this lake here specifically. There's no running water, no bathrooms, none of that. There's thunder boxes and porta potties, like real nice ones actually, but no running water or anything. But for me, I don't mind these spots because they're easy to get to and it's a beautiful spot. Like I said, I have some nostalgia for coming up here, so that's why I'm here. And I also think because my shoulder, I didn't really want to do any paddling yet. So once my shoulder is a little bit better, it's actually kind of hard to hold the camera now. I'm gonna switch, but once it's better, I'll get doing some canoe camping, which I can't wait. I got a couple of trips already planned. So yeah, so a couple of rules. You can't forage for wood here. It's almost like a national park. You have to leave everything. So setting up my tarp, if I wanted to grab a piece of wood to use it to help my setup, nope, can't do that. You can't grab anything off the ground. You have to leave it as it is. So if you need firewood, you need to purchase firewood or bring in from local spots around here. They have to be local, and that's fine. Because I'm hiking in, I actually, when I got here, I made quick friends with one of the construction workers who's building some of the new stuff around here. And I asked him, you know what, if I give you some money, can you drop off some wood for me? And he said, you know what, I'm going up there anyways when I do. He even offered me to ride. I said, no, the whole point is that I'm hiking in. So I appreciate that. But anyways, he did do that. He dropped off some wood. Not sure if I'm going to use it, but I gave him a little bit of a tip because I really appreciated that. And that's the kind of things you got to do when you hike in. You can't use wood around here, so you got to do something. So that's fine. Another rule is no drones. So I just got a brand new drone, and I'm pretty excited to use it. But too bad you can't use a drone here. So you know what? I didn't even bring it. I didn't even want to take a chance. I didn't even want to think about using it. So I just left it. And for me, that's a bit of a no-brainer because it's their rules. Sometimes I don't agree with those rules about drones in certain spots, but it's the rules. I follow the rules at the park that I'm at. When I'm crown land camping, I go ahead and use it. I'm very responsible when I use my drone. And I think most people are, but there are a couple idiots out there that are not responsible. And they are the ones that cause a bad rap for everybody else. So yeah, so can't collect firewood. You cannot fly a drone. There are a couple other rules around here. You pretty much got to leave everything as is, which is a lot of cases on certain provincial parks or national parks. That's just the way it is. You have to leave things as is. So sorry. I brought my chair. This is my luxury item. It's not that heavy, but a little bit bulky, so it wasn't the greatest thing to bring, but what are you gonna do? The rain started up again, and it absolutely fired up the bugs because they are even worse now. Black flies are out for sure. Mosquitoes are having a fantastic. There's some kind of rager going on for the mosquitoes. I mean, good for them and everything, but it's wild. It's a wild scene, man. It's a wild scene. Anyways, we're gonna stay on here for a bit because it is raining. It's not raining that hard, but might as well stay dry if I can. And then the plan is to get dinner going. I just have to boil water and rehydrate some food. Nothing too complicated. But first, boy, I gotta sit my butt down
Oh yeah. Oh. That's what I'm talking about. It's been a while since I sat. I should sit more. Okay, let's get the stove going. Set up right around here. Nice and covered. I'm gonna have to make some adjustments to this just in case there's some pooling going on. But other than that, not too bad. Oh man. Oh, these are black flies out now. Oh, that's great. Here we go. I'm using this little container to hydrate it. Worked pretty good last time, so I'll give that a try. Just got in, just started the rain again. Anyways, looks like it hydrated fine. Not too bad. This is spaghetti. I find spaghetti the easiest thing to dehydrate and to use in the backcountry. I normally don't like dehydrated meals, but when you're hiking, it's so much easier. Plus today, because it was raining, I wasn't sure how I was going to cook everything because, well, you know, if it's raining, I like to cook everything on the fire. But hey, if that can't happen, I bring the stove. And yeah, so I used the stove today. Oh, sorry. I'm not sure if I'm going to get the fire going. We'll see. It's raining on and off. Like I said, it's raining now. Not too hard, but just enough that, you know what, it's making things a little bit of a mess. But that's fine. If it dries up, I have the wood saved in a good dry spot where my bag is. And yeah, I'll get the fire going, no problem. Oh, all right. Oh man, it's really coming down now. Oh, yeah, it's really coming down now. It's pretty hard. I'm actually gonna have to adjust this because of this. Right. I mean, once I go to bed, I'm bringing it down anyways, but I might have to lower that. Raise this one. Anyways, it came down really hard for a bit there. It was probably, I mean, you couldn't even see across the lake. It was that bad. So, and it's funny because I just finished dinner. I was cleaning some stuff up, and I was getting ready
to start the fire. I'm like, you know what? It's not going to rain that bad. Might as well have a fire. Dave loves a fire. But sure enough, just as I was doing that, everything opened up. So far no thunder. I'm not even sure you can hear me, it's so loud. But so far no thunder, so that's good. I do have to get everything set up here, but I'm gonna wait. But I may bring this down now, just so that I know I can be more safe. Woo. If you haven't hammock camped with an underquilt, you're missing out. It is a game changer. I'm not even joking. It's a game changer for sure. When I first went hammock camping a couple times, middle of summer, and I'm like, why is it freezing cold? Why am I so cold? And you know what? Sure enough, it was because my backside gets cold because of the air and all that kind of fun stuff. So you have no protection underneath you, even if you're in a sleeping bag. Eventually, the air gets cold and all that kind of stuff, and you squish down your sleeping bag. But having a simple little underquilt like this is a cheap one too, very, very cheap. Not expensive at all, but it makes a world of a difference. For the most part, I think I'm all set. We'll see. 50-50 whether I need this bug net. Only an idiot would say, you know what, you don't need a bug net. It's end of May. Bugs were horrible earlier. But a little bit of rain hit, so you know what? You're good. You're good. That may be me. That may be me. So we will see. I slept okay. You might have noticed that I had to set up the the bug net. Yeah, I had to go to the bathroom like 1 o'clock or something like that, and the bugs were getting really bad. They were following me. I think because I had the light on and stuff, so they followed me. And they got a little bad. It was raining pretty hard at times, much harder than during the day, and the wind really picked up. But the good news is that the tarp held up and the hammock held up, and I didn't fall on my butt. So that's pretty good. The whole forest is completely alive. Listen to it. And from the looks of it, the bugs are back out this morning because they're all over my bug net. So, oh well, not a bad sleep. It's one of those things I find in a hammock. I like a hammock. I find them comfortable. For napping, I love them. For sleeping overnight, I'm not 100% convinced. I might try something a little bit more flat. I know the Haven has one, so I might try something like that because I don't know. I like the idea of hammock camping, being off the ground, especially in stormy weather like this. I can see the ground's all pretty wet, so I like that idea. And popping up a tarp over top of it's nice and easy. But I think I'm a stomach sleeper sometimes and a side sleeper, so it might be easier. Anyways, that's something I might consider. But I still do like hammock camping. I absolutely love hammocks in general. So comfortable, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's get up. We're doing pancakes, some coffee, and going to explore around here a little bit too. And then we're off today, so
Oh man, I gotta get going. Oh, the older I get, the harder it is to get out of the hammock. Oh man. Oh wow. And it's pretty damp. Don't know if we'll do a fire. Might just do pancakes on the stove. All right, we're gonna go with the AeroPress this morning. Now, I don't normally bring the AeroPress with me, but I figured, why not? Why not for today? I need you in a little bit. I like the AeroPress coffee. It's just one of those things that if I'm worried about how much space I'm taking and how much weight, which often I'm not, to be honest with you, then it'll be something that I give up and I'll just bring in instant coffee, which isn't great, or something more simple. I think it's one of those things that's a bit of a luxury item. People love their coffee in the morning and I do too. But for me, it's not even that bulky, but it's just one extra thing. And then it takes a little bit longer to make in the morning. So depending if you're portaging out or heading out or whatever. Today, because I was hiking, I'm like, you know what? Let's just bring it. I have a massive hiking bag, as you saw. So it should be okay. All right, we'll let that sit for a bit. Now let's get the pancakes going. Forgot to add some blueberries. One for me, one pancake. Me. Oh, this looks good. Yeah. I always like doing blueberry pancakes if I can. I can't always do blueberry pancakes, and I forgot to put them on the first one. Can you believe that? Idiot. Idiot. That duck was either pissed off I didn't offer them pancakes, or that I'm filming them and they were in the background. Sorry, duck. Okay, so I'm going to finish this. Maybe have another coffee. Got to tear down camp. There's a trail up here. I might hike out that way. I think it goes back around, but I'm not 100% sure, and my cell service isn't the greatest, so I better make sure. If I can't figure it out, then I'm just going to go back the same way I came. Okay, so time to tear down everything. And I learned from experience to tear down the tarp last. So take everything down first and do the tarp, because what happened on a certain trip, I did the opposite and it started to rain. It wasn't too bad, just drizzling. But anyways, I got wet and it felt stupid. So leave it up just in case. It doesn't look like it's going to rain, but you never know. I don't see blue sky, so I'm not going to take a chance. So let's tear down this, the hammock setup first, and then we can go back to getting this down after that. Okay, so I'm packed up, pretty much ready to go. I got to change to my hiking boots. They're a little bit wet from yesterday, so I'm just waiting to do that before I leave. And then I hike out. Nothing too bad. Everything's packed away. The site looks good. It looks like we might get some rain, but if we do, we do. Not a big deal. The bugs are out in full force, but they will be my companions on the way out. It's good to have company, huh? So, all right, let's get moving. Okay, so I didn't get to do my campfire, and if you watch my videos, you know Dave loves a good campfire. So it's a little unfortunate, but with the wet weather, it really wasn't worth it. And then I got poor old Raymond to bring up that wood, which I really appreciated. I paid for it. It's my wood. But what am I going to do? Am I going to hike it out? No, I'm not going to hike it out. So there it is. I left it there behind. So the next people will have a good option for wood. And yeah, hopefully maybe they hiked in or biked in. If you're biking and you can't bring wood either. So maybe they did one of those and now they can enjoy my wood. So please, next people, I really want you to enjoy my wood. That was awful. That was awful. Awful.